All right, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is SM Trader. Today is November the 7th. It is 10:53 a.m. Let's go ahead and see what's going on in the market right now. Let's start with the M2K. So this, I did some updating and created a new indicator in the last 2 days. I wanted to, so what I did was I took the world's greatest indicator. You guys have seen that in my past videos, and I wanted to smooth out the oscillations and in an effort to catch longer trends. So I came up with this. It is just as accurate as the world's greatest indicator, but offering that smoothness that would allow you to stay in the trade for a longer period of time. And let me tell you, when I say you can remain in trades for a long time, it's my indicators are the best in the world. There's just nothing better that I've come across anywhere, and I have literally gone through thousands of indicators. I would probably say maybe 2,000 indicators I've looked at, and hundreds of them I've looked under the hood and looked at the coding and back tested them and stripped them down and just do an in-depth look at the mathematics behind them. But this is the M2K right here, and you see we got this beautiful signal at it's about 3:30 in the morning, and you could have just rode this thing down the all during the night. Perfect clean signal right here, and just could have stayed in. This is just really visually clean and just very beautiful. I really like how this indicator turned out here. Just really nice. So let's take a look at, and then I did a lot of other enhancements as well, but let's take a look at, the MES. Same thing with the MES. Just beautiful entry here. And let's actually take a look at the perfect entries that my system was generating. So we had a perfect entry down that generated 6752. So 6752 is going to be, it's going to be right here. Yeah, 6752 right here. All right, so that was the entry that it called out right there. And so the perfect entry, I'm actually considering updating it, because as you see, the entry was here, but I got my signal here with what I created. So I may end up changing the perfect entry to match the signal here. The problem is that it may call out other signals that I don't want. So I don't know. We'll see how that works. But regardless, that was beautiful. Let's go with the NASDAQ. The perfect entry was 252.58. Let's see. 252.58 is right. Yeah, right here. Right there. Yeah. All right. And so you see how with the new indicator, we're getting even just a more perfect entry on that. So then now the 252.58, the reason why this is the perfect entry, because it means that everything, and I mean everything, is in alignment in that particular time frame for that stock to move. Everything is in alignment. So I know when I receive it here that it's gonna move. No doubt about it. I'm not gonna have any whipsaws or anything like that. With this, I haven't back tested it enough to know if there would be whipsaws or not. But with the perfect entry, these are just guaranteed trades. So you can see here on that Russell, I made a grand this morning overnight. But let's take a look at the Dow. Perfect entry 470.48. Okay, that's about right here. Yeah, so all of these, they're all, it's right here. It's this particular candle right here is where it called the entry on this. And again, it's going to tell you to take the entry, and it will also tell you where to take the exit. So we don't have an exit yet, So as long as this number is still here, that means stay in this trade. Okay, just stay in the trade. It's not over yet. And you can see here we're getting some strong buy alignment. And of course we could see it here, but that doesn't mean that you need to reverse this trade, because we could see that that on the higher time frame, that the ripple effect, that it's to the downside. So we're just getting some activity here, whether it's people taking profits, and then other traders, retail traders and institutions just taking advantage of the up move here. So, but we are poised to continue. Yeah, see here that profit booking. So there's profit booking going on right now, and that's why we're seeing this. But that doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to have a reversal just yet. So we could see it here with the volume delta, the volume percentage, and a higher time frame, and so higher time frame delta. So you see how this just flipped back. See, this is what I'm talking about. See, it's not an up move, because once you understand the ripple effect and what's happening on the higher time frames, whether or not these little pullbacks are just profit booking and trapping traders, making people think that the asset is the stock or the asset is going to go up. Let's change back to the M2K. And yeah, same thing here. Okay, now this is an invalidation right here. Once this candle breaches this level right here, this is a violation. So so you may want to consider taking in your profits here, or trimming it down. It's still not a reversal, but once you have a violation, see, there's no violation here. No violation here, none here. Once you have a violation, this is when you want to possibly just trim some off, and then leave your runner on to continue down, because eventually we're either going to get a flag out. Okay, it's going to flag out, and then it's going to come up. It could be, you could get a nice direct pivot, but there's no indication that that's occurring right now. So we're still down on this here, and so these deltas represent a continuous rolling delta. And I also monitor the percent delta, the buy sell difference, but I monitor that with a reset of every 15 minutes. So I compare the delta percentage, the buy sell difference, the delta, the main delta, and compare that to a rolling delta, and that gives me a good idea of where. See how this has changed within that 13-minute. Okay, we have 13 minutes left, and so the total reset is 15 minutes. Well, we have 13 minutes left, but see how this delta changed, and there's no delta that has changed down here. So when we're really going to move is when we have both of these in sync. Okay, so yeah, this is just oscillating back and forth. So that's what we have that. But we can see the accumulation distribution phases throughout the market, and is distribution. So we have distribution on every single phase pretty much. So we know the market is poised to continue lower, so we don't have to worry about all these up candles, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. If you're trading on the lower time frames, you may think that price is reversing; it's going to go up, but it actually isn't. Now we can also monitor the liquidity volume. So we're like right now, there's a lot of active participants in the market. So this is in reference to the videos that I did when I talked about volume, how I don't use volume in so much. I look at market participation, the number of people that have actually pushed the buy or sell button. I don't care about the number of shares that they have that they have submitted, because a lot of people, a lot of players are hiding their hand. They don't want you to know that information, so they'll go in with a small number of shares. So I want to look at the active participants that are actually involved in the market. So that's what this is telling me. And yeah, I keep an eye on that. But yeah, so that was the move that I did on M2K. And let's just take a look at the VIX. Let's just see what the VIX is doing here. Yep. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful move on the VIX there. And, this is the VXX, so this is tradable. So you actually could have traded this. And that called, oh, it had the perfect entry here, but it's already gone. So that means that phase is actually over. So we're possibly going to be entering into a new phase here. But just look how beautiful and clean the price tool here is on this. And the reason why it's, my tools are so accurate is that they're not a derivative of price. They are actual calculations of price. So they're equal to what price is doing, but I inject artificial intelligence into them that gives me information that candlesticks do not. Candlesticks is now this is a bit controversial because I'm known as the controversial trader, but candlesticks is the most lagging indicator there is and that was ever created. If you don't know, you don't know. But think of it this way. Because we always hear that indicators are lagging, indicators, they confuse traders. And people, when you see all these gurus doing these videos, and they basically say that if you use an indicator, you're a subpar trader, because the best traders are, quote, price action traders, unquote, right? Now, that is absolutely foolish if you believe that. See, and it's not their fault. It's that this is what has been, as trading books, trading education has evolved. This is just where it's led to and what's been taught, and the truth has not been presented to retail traders. But we all know that indicators provide information that candles absolutely cannot provide. They just absolutely cannot. And now I'm not talking about indicators like stochastics or MACD or parabolic SARs. I'm not talking about those. Okay, and the thing with those is that when traders, when the community states that indicators don't work, it's not that the indicator is not working, because it's just a math formula. It's doing exactly what the math formula wants it to do. It's going to perform exactly the way the mathematical problem states it should work. So it is not flawed. It is perfect in its creation and what it means. If an indicator goes in the opposite direction of what price is doing, you're supposed to understand that as a trader. You're supposed to know up front, before you even choose to put that indicator on your chart, that, hey, mathematically, it's confined to give me this information. And if it doesn't give me that information, it means something. It's not a fault. When I see an indicator and it gives me a conflicting direction or information in what price does, I go, aha, because I understand what that means. It doesn't mean that the indicator has failed. It's telling me something about price action. Listen to what I said. An indicator going in the opposite direction of your candlesticks is telling you something about price action. Okay? It's telling you something about the market, something about what that mathematical formula, okay, it is supposed to tell you, and what it's supposed to omit. Okay? So so now let's just sweep that on under the carpet. So now the things that I create, they're created from actual price. Okay, and I inject AI technology into it to take to tell me other things, which makes the all of these things that I create are leading indicators. They're cutting edge, and they are the same as if you take if you use another method of looking at candlesticks, and if you want to use Hikinashi, or you want to use Rinko, or you want to use cross and figure, whatever you want to use for your candlesticks, and even those have limitations. Even those have limitations. They don't represent price accurately. Okay, and candlesticks, Japanese candlesticks, don't represent price accurately either. So um, so yeah, so the indicators, they're not actual indicators. They're fall into the realm of PATs, and a lot of these are starting. People are starting to create them where indicators are evolving into these PATs where they are actually more accurate than the Japanese candlesticks, and and a PAT can be a lower study. It can also be an upper study. So you guys have seen my upper study where um, where it only identifies three phases of the market, and buy who's in control. The buyers in control, the sellers are in control, or there's a takeover attempt. And that's it. That's really it. That's all that happens in the market. But so yeah, so that's just a little explanation of that. But yeah, this beautiful move here on the VIX, man. Yeah, so the market is nicely bearish, and man, yeah, this you can just time it right and just make a killing here. Um, just beautiful. All right, guys, I'm out. I'll catch you on the next one.